Hi, welcome to Whatever with Heather. I'm your host, Heather Evans. This is episode 0, and I'm so excited and nervous and all the things to be here, but mostly excited to be starting this podcast and going on this journey with you. Thank you for being here. If you're joining me on the podcast, you'll have audio. And if you're joining me on YouTube, you'll have audio and video. So you'll be able to see me looking at my notes and all the things. But both are available for you for however you like to consume content online. Whatever way is going to serve you the best, that's your avenue for watching or listening to this podcast. So welcome. We're here. A little about me. I'm a 36-year-old mom of 3. My kiddos are currently 14, 12, and 9. I've been married for 10 years, my second marriage, boom. And I own a business. I've almost finished writing my first book. I also teach yoga. I love to lift weights and I love carbohydrates. Pizza and brownies are my favorite. And I love to spend time with my family and without my family. Can you relate? With and without them. And that's a quick snapshot of my life right now. Now, this snapshot isn't the whole of who I am, what I've walked through, and what I'm currently walking through. In fact, people's perceptions, current perceptions of you, or snapshots of you and of me, aren't the reality of you and me. I've also been in an abusive marriage. I've been a single mom of 2 kids, a toddler and a newborn, and then they grew up, so a little bit older than that as well. I've navigated depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. I was raised by a single mom, and my dad didn't know I existed until 2020, and that's a story for another day. About 8 years ago, I left the religion I was raised in and had to rebuild my entire belief system, my friendships, and my life. And throughout all this, I look back on myself, and the one thing I did was always find a way to rise and walk forward. My marriage was abusive, my first marriage, and I didn't know what life would look like divorced. I had a toddler and was pregnant, but I knew what it would look like if I stayed. So I walked into the unknown and created a new reality. Another example is anxiety and depression meds didn't work for me. They didn't work for my body. They didn't work with my brain. And so I found a way to live a beautiful life and change my relationship to anxiety and depression and learned how to navigate them when they pop in for a visit. With eating disorders, they robbed me of so much. So I found a way to reframe and rebuild my relationship with food and my body. I never thought it would be possible, yet I rose and moved forward. I rose and moved forward again and again. Maybe I should say rise. I rise up and move forward. And maybe you can relate to this. I'm sure you can. In your own ways, the ways you've risen above and walked forward. Now, I did all of this in my life without covering up my life to just be happy mindset. I've learned to feel and to move and to flow through emotions and the waves of life. I don't always, quote unquote, enjoy the journey, but I do find ways to navigate the journey instead of having the journey drown me. And by navigating, I do find that the journey is mostly enjoyable. This podcast is here to dive into whatever, but most importantly, to dive into what's real. We'll talk mindset, parenting, and about the ups and downs of life, how to ride the waves and how to navigate the journey. This podcast is here to dive into the who that we are and the who that we are becoming. It's also about the what to do and the how to do it and the what the actual heck is going on when it comes to living life. Although we are more connected than ever before, thanks to social media, we are truly less connected than ever before. Think like grounded and centered than ever before. Our tribes are separated by a screen, and our support systems only know the snapshot of our lives that we talked about earlier. And if you have children, they're feeling it too. And so if you want some connection and community, if you want to walk the path with some humor and some real talk, I'm here for, well, whatever. We will have guests. I already have a few lined up that you'll love, and maybe one guest could be you. Thank you for being one of the people who are here. Thank you to my Instagram and Facebook community, my YouTube community, and my friends from my past, and my friends in my current life as well. And thank you to my family for being endlessly supportive. So new episodes will be released weekly with bonus episodes as whatever pops up. Go ahead and subscribe via your favorite podcast platform to be notified when new episodes are available. And every episode will also be video recorded. So if you're someone who likes to see faces, then subscribe on YouTube. If you're already watching this on YouTube, you're like, I'm here. So you can click subscribe. If you're on your favorite podcast app, subscribe. If you're pumped for this podcast and don't want to miss a thing, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at heatherevans.life, as well as on YouTube at Whatever with Heather. And that's it for today. So thanks again for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.